Okay, people, so anyway, I I don't know if it's February 5th or February 6th of 2022. Okay? It's all related to stress. Okay? Anyway, I'm being picked on again, people. Versus getting help when I'm asking for the help in the manner that I want the help, I'm being criticized and put down and insulted before I actually get the help that I'm asking for, in terms of putting things away, having to rearrange to accommodate for food security. Okay? So, in the meantime, just going to stay focused and do as much as I can when I can in a day. So we've got our pure 100% organic maple sugar. As you can see, my jars are slowly disappearing, but I have one full bag yet. This is the orange yam. So after you get it to this state, this is dry, you can hear it. Okay, the few pieces that were still kind of bendable, I put them back in the dehydrator. But before I would jar these up, I'm going to take them through the grinder. It's just a, stand-up blender. Grind them up, and then take whatever that product is after the fact and put them back on the dehydrator and dehydrate them for a little longer, just in case you missed a spot, in terms of maybe there's something in here that's a little bendable that I didn't notice when I was breaking off and to this size so that I can run them through the blender. Okay, and then once you've done that, and it's been in the dehydrator for a little while, after this is all grinded up, you turn off your dehydrator, you let everything cool down to an ambient temperature, which will make everything constrict, right? Dry more, okay? Because heat brings moisture, right? That's why after you blend it, you have to dehydrate it for a little more. It's just going through the blender will bring out the moisture because of the heat, right? And then if you jar it up too soon, it could be a conductor for mold growth, starting off with mildew that would turn into mold. I'm trying to show you how to prevent that. So, we're almost there with the first batch. Okay, but what's going to happen today, after I get this in the dehydrator, I'm going to go downstairs, and now I have to reorganize and repack, or whatever it is that I've got going on down there, and take inventory. Okay, take inventory of what you have in terms of food storage and where it is, so that if a natural disaster like an earthquake happened and you needed something, all you have to do is look to your inventory list, right? Assuming that you can find it. And you should be able to locate, or at least know in your mind, where certain things are if you need it in an emergency situation. Long term, in terms of what's going on with our economy, okay, this is a lot of baby food. Not to say it's baby food, but, it's a lot of food for somebody, okay? Right? You can feed babies with this, or you can make a pie with it, whichever you prefer. The point is that you have it. Now, my neighbor was saying she found some at 69 cents a pound versus what I bought for $1.49 a pound. And I'm like, yeah, but I can't wait for those kind of sales, assuming you're even going to find those kind of sales. And she found the sale, but it didn't benefit me. I'd still be sitting here with no yams or sweet potatoes if I wouldn't have done what I did, and that was buy 2 boxes at $60 a box at $1.49 a pound times 40 pounds times 2, right? I don't have to worry about it now, people. All I have to worry about is finishing up what I'm doing and jarring them up properly and putting them away and then incorporating them into your, monthly food budget in terms of it doesn't cost you anything once it's said and done. And if you can't find any, then you don't have to worry about it. If they end up being $3 a pound, well, you've got this to work with so that you're not totally dependent on having to pay that amount in terms of having a sweet potato. All right? There's just too many variables going on in the economy right now. For some people that have lots of money, I suppose it doesn't really matter to them, or maybe they don't eat this kind of stuff, or anybody in their family eats this kind of stuff, so it wouldn't mean anything to them. But for a family like mine, this is important. Okay, as I'm doing this, as if I don't have enough troubles, right? I'm trying not to feel sorry for myself. Right? Because I don't get no love for this, people. I really, really don't. Now, we know I spent a lot of money on this stuff. Okay? Just really over the last 2 years. 2021, though, it was hardcore, okay, people? And I bought things to incorporate, whether aquaponics, hydroponics, right? Okay? Into the house so that you can have a sustainable food source in the winter months, late fall, if the economy and the grocery store, more than one, really tank. That was an investment, people, that I really haven't had a chance to set up yet. Oh, sure, we tried the little pineapple things there, but like I got grow light systems now to actually set up an area where I can do that. But of course, it's just sitting in a corner waiting for that to happen, because when you do stuff like this, it takes up your day, people. There's only so much energy in a day. But here's the thing. This is the example I'm going to give you. Through my purchases over the last year, I accumulated a fair amount of boxes that I kept. Right? Because, I get that pressure. Sell your stuff. Get rid of everything. Move. They don't care where you go as long as you move. The ones that are saying that, like, Tisha, you need to leave that house. It has so much pain and misery in it. Why do you insist on staying? Well, I don't know. One, I can't run away from my problems. And two, it's a weaning process. And what part of that you don't understand, is probably age-related, being that you're 23 and I'm 60. Okay? It's not that simple. So in the meantime, instead of criticizing me and putting me down and calling me down when it's convenient for you because you don't want to fucking help at the end of the day, because you think whatever I'm doing is frivolous, scandalous, and a waste of the court's time. This is frivolous, people. Okay? This is not important. And therefore, it opens me up to be criticized because I can't do everything in a day by myself. And when I ask for help, like, geez, people want me to do this, no problem. I want to do it too. But it's going to take me a little time to get there on my own, so I'll just use my costumes, for example. I've been asking for a long, long, long time to start putting shit up online for sale, including my costumes. I have a plan. I know what I want to do, but I can't get any help with it because the discussion goes on to these boxes that I've accumulated with some of those boxes coming in with the gross shit and whatever else I've been buying in terms of food-related security, right? And I don't want to just put them into recycle, especially if I'm going to start selling shit and I might have to ship shit out in the mail. Why would I want to go spend $5, $10 for a box when I already have a box? The problem is the boxes have been piling up in the living room because I've been basically in here doing this shit. Doing this shit, people. Right? Okay? So I have to do this by myself. Okay? And if it's gonna be that way, don't fucking come step to me and call me this and call me that as you're trying to so-called help me, but yet expect me to fucking give away, throw away, sell everything, even though you don't want to help me sell it. You just want to criticize me because I want to hang on to the fucking boxes so I don't have to go and spend $100 on boxes when that time comes. Like, it's fucking stupid. Like, I'm so sick of it, people. Like, so fucking sick of it. You don't know. So anyway, I'm going down there after I'm done this. I'll do it for myself. I asked my son just to help me move the heavier stuff around. Because I have to pull things out and put other things in. In order to be able to organize it correctly. So that when I'm dead, my kids can know what to fucking find when they fucking need it. Okay? And it's all in one spot. Versus being scattered around because I haven't had a chance to put the laundry soaps away. What happens if the grocery stores start running out of the fucking laundry soaps and shit like that, people? What, they're gonna come and ask to borrow my laundry soap? Yeah, you know they are. So I made sure I had laundry soap. The thing is, though, I need to put it away. And before I do that, I have to get into Auntie ShaMay's room and clear out the costumes from the closet so I have room for the fucking laundry soap. I can't use the boxes that I have right now until I get the costumes out and get them on fucking line. And what's the point of throwing away the boxes? Oh, well, we'll just buy a new one. No, we won't. Maybe you can afford to buy a new one, but I can't. Well, you're this, you're that. I said, fucking just leave me alone and just fucking forget it. Forget I ever asked you to fucking help me, man. Like, it just doesn't end, people. There's more I want to say, but I'm not going to. And I'm doing this all in the dark with everything freaking cloudy. Okay? The more heavier things I lift in terms of carrying things, boxes, jars, whatever down, right? Or moving it around or getting in the yard and lifting fucking buckets of dirt or whatever it may be, it all puts strain on my eyes, people. Just because somebody doesn't like to do this stuff and would prefer to go to a grocery store and think that they're going to find anything they want when they want, doesn't give them the right to criticize me for preparing for something that could potentially cause great harm to my family if there was no access to food. And I'm already poor. Don't expect me to go stand in the fucking food bank line with the rest of the poor people, okay? Maybe I don't want to be in that food bank line, people. Maybe that's why I worked hard all these years not to be standing in the food bank line. But for whatever fucking reason, that's where some people think I should belong. And then they would turn around and start putting me down for that shit. Oh, you just stand in the food bank line. You're just a bum. Why don't you go to work? Put Amari in daycare. You know? Fucking heard it all. So I'm just going to do. I'm going to do what I need to do. And little things like this is for your hippocampus, okay? If you got this far into the video, what I'm showing you is going into your hippocampus short-term memory, okay? Now, whether you're smothering it and fucking making it shrivel up, I don't know. All I know is whatever information you're getting, okay, it's going into your short-term memory. And when you go to sleep tonight, you know what? Your other part of the brain is going to process that information, put it into your long-term fucking memory. And then maybe at some point in the future, you may need it. And you will be criticized and hounded and insulted like me. But you will know from just that it's the right thing to do. And you'll do it. Because you'll know how. Because it's in your long-term fucking memory. Yeah. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to show you how much we got, which is almost a jar already, people. I said to Tisha, I need more jars because I'm finishing up. Right? Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see what happens over the next 3 years. I'm sure you'll be all rich and high and mighty. Right? Yeah. You'll be stubbing your nose. So I'll show you how much we get from the first batch in a second. And you know what? I'm so proud of Amari. You want to know why? Last night, oh my lord. Last night, people, I gave him, hold on a minute. Okay, so I'm going downstairs here very soon. So, anyway, you know it's difficult to feed Amari, right? I gotta get on this Amari's side dish cookbook for the next caregiver. Seriously. But just, we're doing the food prep right now. Anyway, he kind of crossed a milestone in terms of, I took my little chopper, right? And I put in raw cucumbers, raw tomatoes, raw lettuce, raw organic pumpkin seeds. First I did the pumpkin seeds, the raw organic pumpkin seeds. I chopped that up first in this, and then I threw in the tomato, the cucumbers, the lettuce, spun it around, and then I used mayonnaise with some of the liquid from the fermented cucumbers that I did as a, I made a salad dressing, and then I put that in there, right? Because, Andre and I eat it, so I've tried to do this before with Amari, but because of the texture, he just wouldn't take it, right? So, I'm always having to use cooked foods mostly, right? Unless you can really get it down to a texture where he won't, whatever, right? Plus the taste, because he's got a sweet tooth, right? So, anyway, and then a piece of the fermented cucumber, and I blended it all up. And then I tasted it, and it tasted good, people. But the thing is, if you had to give Amari a choice between something sweet and something that's different but still good, he'd go for the sweet. So whenever I come with other foods that isn't really having a lot of sweetness to it, I always remind him, Amari, not everything you eat has to be sweet, right? Anyway, the first few bites, okay, he was like, and then I had to go away for a while and come back, and then it wasn't long before he ate it all, and he didn't gag once. Not once. Oh, you don't know how that makes me feel. So now that I have gotten to this stage in the game with him, each and every single time, Andre and I, we have salads or whatever, I don't care what it is, I'm doing the same thing and he's getting it, and hopefully he'll continue to eat it. Little things like that, people, like they mean so much, right? And, I don't even get appreciation around that. Nothing. Anyway, I'm looking forward to getting into the hydroponics. Now, because I blended that stuff up, I can feel the yam dust in my throat. That's the first batch. That will take up a whole jar. Okay, so I'm so stressed out. I don't even know if I did this. Anyway, you can see now, right? It's important that you do this. So I'm now going to run it for a few hours because I'm going downstairs to work, right? So this can run. And then after the fact, you just come in here later. When it's done, you let it cool down completely before you start touching it because it's going to feel moist. But as it comes to the ambient air, right, it's going to crunch up. But before you put it in your jars, you have to kind of double check these bigger pieces, right? And if they're bending, you take them out before you put in your jars, because that could be the conductor to contaminate your whole jar. Okay? We're trying to prevent, why we're doing this is we're trying to prevent that from happening. Okay? So, okay, I'm going to just finish this video before I go downstairs. Now, my son did take a box of jars down, the carrots and stuff. It's heavy, people. But he's a little more open-minded to what I do because he eats it. He doesn't eat it all the time, right? And he doesn't eat everything. But, Mom, do you have eggs? I give him eggs. Mom, do you have butter? I give him butter. Mom, do you have shortening or lard? I give him that. Mom, do you have sugar? Or what? Brown sugar. He came up the other day asking for brown sugar. I gave him that. Right? Mom, can I have the older meats from back in the day before they put magnets in our food, people? And I said, well, I don't know where they all are because they're kind of scattered around, but as I find them, for sure, because, it just means more jars for me, and then I can do something else with them, like get into my deep freeze and can some of that meat up to freeze up the deep freeze, to make it more open, right? It's a process. You can't do everything in a blink of an eye. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to end this video because what's been going on. I've been pretty straightforward. Not trying to play the victim here, people. Trying to take the bull by the fucking horns. I only have so much energy. Technically, I should be going to an eye doctor like ASAP. But I have to put it off just for a few more weeks just to get caught up with the sweet potatoes and the yams, those beautiful, beautiful apples, right? And, start organizing and rearranging and making it so that, you know where things are. If you need them, you know how to get to them, and, and that kind of just whatever it takes to run a household. And also start selling my stuff because of the pressure that I get from everybody that wants to live my life for me and tell me that I should have nothing and be happy. Basically. They're not coming right out and saying it, but that's what they're saying. Because they're falling in line with the mantra that's being pushed out in society And, you know, versus uplift, they'd rather tear you down, including those in your own household. Because everybody's under pressure. So, of course, I'm going to sell costumes. I'm going to do something with them. I might shorten them if I get some of them I want to shorten and make them cute and sexy by bringing them up past the knee, right? But, you know, it depends on who buys them. Somebody might want them long and flowing, okay? Right? The point is I need to get them up online and ready to sell. It's really hard for me to do that by myself without any help, people, okay? And as I was going to do that, being that I live like a farmer, I dress like a farmer, I act like a farmer, right? You know what I mean? I have a room, my bedroom, okay, is full of my clothes that I never get to wear. Never get to wear them, people. Am I complaining? No. But I've decided that as I'm going through stuff to sell and try and save that money for court, although I'm losing money on rent, right? And eventually Tisha won't even help me with that, right? And I might not be in a position to rent out that room that would, by that time, would have been turned into a business room because, you know, I'm going to start selling some of my straight down to the floor length jackets and things that I have. Like, right? My sequins, whatever I have that I never get to wear, people. But of course, before I do that, I was reminded by Tisha to let her take what she wants. I want it. And I said, well, obviously you get to pick first before I'd sell anything. But at the same time, people, I'm being criticized by her because whatever it is that she thinks should be happening isn't happening fast enough or on her terms. But yet, as I'm asking for help, I'm being basically abused with criticism over fucking boxes yet. Right? Maybe she can afford to buy boxes to sell, to ship her lingerie in the mail. But when you have a full floor length fucking outfit with boas on it yet, with boas, you know, the feather boas, you need a big ass box for that, people. I'm not going to spend $10, $15 for a fucking box when I already got the boxes. My son's been putting up with this pile of boxes in the living room for quite a long time, and this is why I need help downstairs so I can get on with it. But, you know, instead of being, well, you're this, and you're, you, and I'm like, just fuck off, leave me alone. I just don't fucking help then, I'll just do it by myself. But when it comes time to start selling my clothes, I'm sure I'll get lots of help with that first, right? Because, you know, don't sell that, give it to me, all right? That's the kind of shit that I'm fucking dealing with, okay? With them out even realizing what the fuck they're doing, okay? You want me to get rid of everything. You don't want to help me sell it. And if you do, it's got to be on your terms, not my terms, even though it's my shit, my house, right? And you basically bailed ship because you want to get on with your own life and live a fucking simple life with nobody bothering you. Okay, fine. I try not to fucking bother you. You know? I'm trying to make it where I can completely not be dependent on you for anything. Kind of like you know, with Pastor Granny, you know. There's going to come a day when you just won't be there. I have to do it for myself. Okay? Well, it's the same kind of situation with my fucking daughter. The one daughter that I have left, people. That wants to, I don't know, it's just stupid. So anyway, I do plan on selling some of my clothes. What clothes, how I'm going to get to those clothes, where I'm going to put them, and how I'm going to get them in the mail, or how if I'm going to sell them in my fucking garage through a garage sale. I don't know. I just know that I'm going to do it. With or without help. Right? And this is where it gets hard. Because, you know, this is how depression becomes chronic. Right? I get up, I have a good day. I actually have strength to go downstairs and take the bull by the horns. It's not something that we haven't been talking about for fucking months. You know, I've cut a lot of slack, right? I let it slide. My son's been putting up with it, and you know, I'm phoning. I'm like, well, can you help? No, I'm sniffling. And I'm like, okay, no problem. Can I come tomorrow? I said, fine, but I just don't bring the kids, because we just need to hunker down for 2-3 hours. I need you to fucking help lift shit and move things around, and I got to dig out here and repack that, and you know, and figure out where I'm going to put these boxes, because if we're serious about selling shit, we're going to need, oh, don't you just get rid of your hoarding boxes, and you know, just your mental illness, and I'm like, just fuck off, leave me alone, fuck off, fuck off. You sell your lingerie, and I'll sell what I want. You can put your shit in an envelope, I'll put my shit in a fucking box. Yeah. Do you see what I'm up against? As I continue to do food prep, thinking about my grandkids and my freaking adult children, in case our governments really fail us as a general population when it comes to sustainability. Whether it's within the housing market, the freaking, you know, gross national product, fucking GDP, in terms of export, import, that kind of shit. Right? Whatever is going on in the economy is being influenced by outside sources that are for nefarious reasons, people. So the more you can become independent and prepare for things that are maybe not going to be available, the better it is for you and your family. And for the ones that don't want to help before they get to the fucking dinner table, well, when the time comes, right, and that's the only dinner table to be found, when they come, you can remind them exactly how they're coming to the fucking dinner table. I got some nice shit, people. Okay, I know some of these women that watch my channel would love to buy something that I own. Okay, I just haven't gotten there yet. Justice for ShaMay. Okay, because if they buy something, chances are that will be for the courthouse to pay for a trial.